Lady Lee back with another video. Insecure Season 2 premiere. Season 2, Episode 1. So, we open up the show with Issa supposedly talking to Lawrence, but it ends up being her imagination mind, and it shows a montage of Issa meeting different men. So apparently, since the breakup, she's trying to get back here on the dating scene. Just trying to find her way and connect. Of course, Issa busts into her imaginary raps as she always have done. And so, yeah, the saga continues. Molly has decided to see a therapist. Remember, in last season, she was considering seeing a therapist based upon an old college friend who had told her that she was getting therapy. However, the therapist, Molly has yet to open to the therapist, but she is happy that the therapist is an African American female. So Molly and Issa are out on a walk, and they're just reflecting on life and daily things. And Issa is not used to dating. She says she really feel awkward, and now she got to get dressed, and now she got to do these breaking icebreaker conversations and be in these awkward situation. She admits she missed Lawrence, and the only communication she's currently having with him at the moment is that anything related to the apartment bills and getting his mail. That's the only, because he is responding apparently to her text messages. So we go over to Lawrence, who is banging Tasha ass out. I get, you saw him in the last episode of season 1, showing him and Tasha finally getting down, because she's been waiting to attack him all season. So they getting it in, and she's pretty much, telling him after they got done, we should meet up and do something on Thursday. And Lawrence was like, no, let's just stick to the Friday. I'll be over after work. So what I'm taking from this is a routine that Lawrence comes over on the weekend, and all he want to do is fuck. Friday through Sunday, then he bounce. So Lawrence is staying with his friend, and the friend is, kind of looking at him like, nigga, when you gonna get a place now? You've been crashing here, but your ass got to go. And then he was saying, I do get out your hair, and then Lauren's friend was like, yeah, she got out of my hair because you be banging that girl Friday through Sunday. And all you doing is just laying up and fucking her. And he says, his friend had mentioned, in which I had kind of picked up on the scene prior to this conversation, that he wasn't taking her out. And he said, you don't take her anywhere. You don't do anything with her. Meanwhile, Issa and her co-worker is back to work as normal. They are at a high school now, so they're trying to provide the We Got Y'all's resources and services to high school students. Since the elementary school, it worked out so well, they're taking their sites to the high school. Apparently, this is not wide received just yet. They having issues with connecting with the students. The students are not showing up to, I guess their after school resource hours. And it's been a struggle with, it's a struggle that they're mentioning to their boss. I believe it's supposed to be a predominantly Hispanic school. And as you know, the We Got Y'all staff is not truly as diverse. They do have one Latina, one black person. Everybody else is lily white. So it's really no connection. They have some staffing issues because apparently the art teacher is serving as the backup geometry teacher. So yeah, Molly is at work and she receives her mail. So she opens up an envelope and she sees a check. So she's thinking it's, her just due check, but when she turned around, she find out it's her colleague Travis, who is a white male. And apparently this check is for a significant amount of money. Issa decides to have a wind down event, and she's asking people to bring a +1. Also, at the meantime, she has came across some more of Lawrence mail, in which one is a jury duty summons, which you have to do some type of response to that. So Issa try to works it out that she's going to have Lawrence pick his mail up on during the time she has this wind down event, and this will be a way for. Maybe she's hoping, he'll show up and stay and kick it with the friends. I don't know. Molly is at her work event, and she's joined by her Asian colleague. And we also see a guest appearance from comedian Little Rail from Chicago. But she's pretty much trying to find out, what's going on with that check without really fishing for, without saying what she's really fishing for. And apparently one of the partners of the firm is leaving, heading to, I guess, a firm in Chicago, and her colleague was just saying, oh, she couldn't handle it, blah, blah, blah. She couldn't take the pressure, and it's almost like a downgrade, and, closed mouths don't get fed. You need to speak up to get what you want. So Molly was just taking that and letting it alert. Issa is trying to prepare for Lawrence's arrival. She's trying on all these 1,000 different outfits. She's going through these montage, these different lines of what she's gonna say and how she's gonna respond. Should she be witty? Should she play it cool? Should she be sexy? Whatever. So it's the night of the wind down, and everyone was asked to bring a +1. You see her bougie couple friends. You see Kelly, the big mouth one from, last season. Molly's there. They all bring, a +1 friend. But Issa's +1 ends up being her brother. Lawrence, the doorbell rings. Issa thinks it's Lawrence, but it's not. But it shows Lawrence actually picking Tasha up to take on a date. So they go out for sushi. And Tasha's trying to have a conversation with him, and he seems not to be opening up with her as he has done prior to them hooking up. He would, when they was meeting up for lunch and talking at the bank, he seemed to have gave her full-fledged, all types of information. However, now it's like she's has to dig a little for him to say anything. He was just saying, just dealing with the stresses of the move. But I'm really thinking he's, dealing with the upset of not being with Issa as well. But he's not going to, tell her that. But I think Tasha's just really excited that he actually took her out. Lawrence ended up texting Issa to let him know let her know that he's not gonna be able to make it to pick up his mail. So she's upset, and that ends up she's like not giving a care. So she's starting to invite all these random people into the house for the wind down. You remember the Crip gang member neighbor is him and some of his homeboys, and they talking about let me connect this, this Barneck. What he said? Let me, because like the Crip people didn't like to say C words, so it's saying he paused originally. He said, "Let me connect this phone to the speaker," but he said, "Let me Barneck this phone to the speaker." And I'm like, wow. So, they getting it cracking. It's a good chill vibe. All of a sudden, a fire starts. And, people, black folks, people in general, tear your house up when you have events. I remember when I had turned, 34, and I had just moved here. So I remember having, some people over to celebrate my 34th birthday, as well as, check out the crib. These people, let me tell you what happened. I mean, champagne was spilled on my damn ottoman. I had somebody scrape the back of the walls with the chairs, the floor. People kept breaking glasses, spilling crap. Floors were sticky as all get out by the time they ate me out of house and home. People they went through all the liquor, Some people brought cigars, Blacks and Miles, or I think so. I don't know if nobody was smoking weed. I don't think so. Smoked all that up. It's just gone, honey. Well, not a piece of food, nothing, no cake, no bottle of water, nothing was in sight. Everything gone. Refrigerator semi-empty. Just ate up everything. Chips, cookies, whatever people got. And had the nerve, here it is, almost 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like 2 of my cousins up. Get the hell out. I'm ready to go to bed. Y'all still lingering like y'all ain't got no lives. Get the hell out. But anyway, I got off my taste. Got off my rocker. Anyway, so the next day, so too many people, and a fire actually started. Apparently some with the trash caught on fire. And, people start running out. It's like everybody want to run out and disappear. But it was Molly and her brother that helped to put the fire out. So, Lawrence didn't show up that night, which Issa was upset about. But he caught her off guard and showed up the next night. So, Lawrence shows up. And Issa was... Lawrence showed up unannounced. And Issa is not prepared for his arrival, which throws her off. Lawrence asked to secure, she gave him his meal. He asked could he secure some of his things that were left from the bathroom. So he get all his stuff from the bathroom. Then all of a sudden, Lawrence look at Issa look at Lawrence. They got to kissing. They start screwing on the couch. And I was trying to think, was this a dream? Because sometimes with Insecure, Issa can be doing some imaginary stuff or whatnot. But they did. They end up getting down on the couch. Baby, it was 2 humps and a pump. And it was over. I'm looking on social media. People like, was that 2 minutes or was that 30 seconds? But what it is... that was really quick. But he ends up hopping up, going to clean himself up in the bathroom, and told Issa pretty much, I got to go. So here she is, left, just got ho, woo-ha, bang the hell out for 2 seconds, and it's over. So that was the end of the show. Insecure is only 30 minutes. So, yeah, came out with a bang because now everybody was like, now that she had sex with Lawrence and they haven't talked, it's gonna be a season of confusion, a season of back and forth. And that lets me know that Lawrence is not over her either. But it's like Tasha's here. But Tasha, as much as she thought she was gonna be leading to be the number 1 woman, she's really being treated like a dip-off, if you get what I mean. So it's gonna take off. We'll see what happens next week. That's pretty much it. 30 minutes tops. Goes by quick. And I like that song that they end the show with. I'm going to look that up. It's called Let It Burn, Jasmine Sullivan. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. And I will see you next week. Have a good evening.